I'll talk about my first job rejection. Horrifying story. So it was my birthday. I was just about to cut the cake. I get a notification on my phone. So I open my phone and I see an email that says, "Dear Shravani, we cannot go ahead with your application."
Oh my God.
Hey there, welcome to the very first episode of the Corporate Majdoor Show, your go-to podcast for everything career and corporate. We are Vantage Lens.
And today we are talking about a topic that hits home, getting rejected by a crush.
What? No. We're talking about how to deal with job rejection as a fresher.
Oh,
Did you get rejected by your crush? Since we are discussing job rejection today,
okay.
I'll talk about my first job rejection.
Alright.
Horrifying story. So it was my birthday. I was just about to cut the cake. Surrounded by my friends and family. Lovely moment. So I get a notification on my phone and I go ahead and check it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that someone is wishing me birthday.
Definitely.
So I open my phone and I see an email that says, "Dear Shravani, we cannot go ahead with your application.
Oh my God.
Sorry for the rejection, blah blah blah."
Alright. Yeah.
Instantly, my birthday is ruined. Instant heartbreak.
God.
Devastated. I was completely devastated. I could not even eat my birthday cake properly.
Definitely.
And the sad part is, I got 3 more rejections the following week.
But that sounds so horrible.
It is. It was heartbreaking.
I also want to share one of my story. I applied to a top big company, and it had around 4 rounds of interviews. It was so intimidating. But then first I went to the first round of interview and it went well. I cleared the second one as well. Then I cleared the third one also. Then the HRs were also the recruiters, the HRs were also very positive towards me, and I got really excited that I already cleared third round and I just had fourth round to clear. So I got so much confident that I'll definitely get this job, and I already I called up my parents and I'm getting this job. I have already cleared third round, and fourth round I'll clear only. And then also I stopped applying for other jobs because I'm already clearing this in my mind. Then 2 days later I got a mail that I am not fit for their family. The mail was such, and I was like, what the hell? What is happening? You guys were so positive till third round, and fourth round they're saying that I got rejected. So initially it was I had a very difficult to cope up with the whole thing. But then after that also I got rejected for not other jobs, and then later it became part of me. But then it was really heartbreaking for me, and eventually I accepted that.
That sounds horrible, to be honest. So I want to know one thing, since it looks like we've both had a fair share of job rejections. How did you handle job rejection when you were new to the job market or when you were a fresher?
Yeah, job rejection is itself a sad thing.
Yeah.
So I would say that I want to divide it into 5 stages, First thing is staying in a denial mode. The mail when I received, maybe they have not sent it to me, they are sending it into some other candidate, and accidentally I got the mail. Or maybe, maybe they have mistaken it. So staying in a denial mode is one of the stage. And the second stage is, anger. You feel where did I lag behind? What potential I was lacking that other selected candidates had. So it's a really tough phase, but it doesn't help anyone. And then the third stage I would say is, bargaining. Bhagwan, mujhe aakhri mauka de do, to clear it. I pray for it. Please give me last chance so that, after I get employed, I'll prove them that I'm worth it. Till here it is fine. But the fourth stage, sadness, grief, that I'm not worth of this job. I'm not worth of the whole job market. That is really dangerous, you feel like the whole moral goes down. You feel like you are not worth it, and then you stop applying. This doesn't help anyone. And the fifth stage is like acceptance. This is the final, good stage, that you have finally accepted that you might get rejected. It's a part of life. And we have to accept the rejections, and we have to know that in which skill or in which point we have got rejected, and by improving that skill and by keep on applying for other jobs as well, we will click for the job. So I feel like these are the stages that are important.
Yeah, that was amazing how you explained it. It was really, it sounds painful, but the way you have described it was beautiful. So, as you said, there are different ways of coping. I want to know is what would you say are some techniques or strategies that you would recommend a fresher today to deal with the job rejection disappointment?
Okay, yeah, that's a great question. I treated rejection as data. I asked for feedback from the recruiters that where I lagged behind, and I tweaked my resumes. I checked my skill set, and I utilized those feedback to improve myself in the next jobs to come. So this is a very important thing to do after a candidate gets rejected. And never compare. Once you start comparing with others, like other lives, other job, life, then you are khatam.
Bye bye, Tata.
Also we should unfollow people who are I don't say unfollow, but you can mute those people who stays very updated with their job life, because it is really depressing for someone who who are getting rejection, job after job, and then you see some other your friend or maybe your colleague who is enjoying their amazing job life. That really demorals someone. So I also had the rejection ritual, since I got lot of job rejections on my way. So I followed that every ritual every time I get rejected. So it helped me really a lot to move on to the next stage. Sometimes I go for a walk, sometimes, I do journaling, and sometimes I get drunk. That really helps me to forget that night and then start freshly, the next day. And also also sometimes I love walking. So sometimes what I do is that next day I wake up early in the morning, I go for walk, and once I come back from work, I watch one episode of Friends. That really helps me out to let out the energy that I have in my mind. So that's how I help, that's how I take this ritual religiously, so that I can move on in the next phase of my applying for other jobs. So, and also the other strategy is like not to apply blindly, network with purpose. So it really helps, if I'm applying for certain job titles or certain desired job, and then it really helps when I connect with professionals who are already working at that job. I connect with them in LinkedIn. We have amazing platform. Also, if we connect with friends and colleagues who are already working in that, working in that field. So because there are a lot of jobs which doesn't get posted online. So there are a lot of other jobs which get posted internally as well. So that really helps, when we keep ourselves connected with, the right people. So Shani, here is something I want to know is that have you ever, wondered why you were not hired as a fresher, what are the common reasons why a fresher keeps on getting job rejections?
Yeah, obviously I've wondered, because first of all, that is a good question, because that is the first thing that comes to anyone's mind when they get rejected. And on the top of my head, I can think of 4 reasons, but the bottom line I would say is none of the rejections that people face or that we have faced were personal. I would say 99.9% of the time, job rejections are not personal. So now coming to the main reasons, the first mistake that you could be doing is that you're sending out very the same generic resumes to every company and every role that you are applying for.
Right.
For example, let's say you're applying for a finance position. So you will need to highlight a specific set of skills and or qualifications that will show you that you are the right person for this job, for the finance job.
Yeah.
Now you cannot send that exact resume to a marketing position.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that way your resume for the marketing role will not even make it to the HR's desk, because that you will get rejected by the application tracking system. So you have to curate, you have to make sure that your resume has skills specific to the role that you're applying to, specific to the company that you're applying to, or else it's just lazy and you are getting rejected for that. Another reason that is you are not doing enough research.
Yeah.
The company that you're applying for and the role that you're applying for, if you are not well versed about it, if you don't know much about the role, you will not be able to give proper answers. You will give very vague, unprepared answers, and the recruiters will automatically find out that this person is not well prepared.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go move on to the next candidate.
Yeah.
Third, I would say reason, and it's a very important one, that freshers make these mistakes a lot.
Yeah.
That is, they do not highlight their soft skills on the resume. They are solely dependent on how much marks they have gotten, how much or what grades they have gotten, and what their degrees are.
Yeah.
If you solely depend on that and you are not able to convince the recruiters that all the skills that you have are transferable,
Right.
that you can use that knowledge that you have gained in your college years to work for them, if you cannot convince the recruiters that, they will not hire you.
Yeah.
They will just see, they will not be able to do anything with the project marks you have gotten, right? You have to prove them, you have to show it to them.
Yeah. Yeah. Continue.
Another is, I think this happens with a lot of freshers, is that they aim too high when they're starting out. They only apply for big companies, big named Fortune 500 companies, and they overlook mid-sized companies and the startups and the smaller companies.
Right.
So they are already narrowing their playing field.
Yeah.
So that way they are kind of self-rejecting. So if you apply to a larger set of companies, the higher the chance of you getting hired.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say are some of the main reasons freshers are getting rejected. Why even I got rejected.
Yeah, so true. And also, I also think that if you keep on ignoring the recruiter's feedback, if you do not ask actively, like where the candidate lagged behind, I think it's the biggest mistake a candidate do, if they don't ask for the feedback. So I would say that, if a candidate receives a rejection mail, I think the candidate should reply on that mail that thank you for the opportunity, for the job opportunity, and then should ask that where the candidate lagged behind from the selected candidates, and how they can improve. And also they should give a, glimpse that, they'll improve, work on those skill set, whatever the recruiters say. And then, they are, if any future job roles open up for them, they are interested to apply for those as well.
Another reason why a fresher or anyone could be getting rejected is that you are blindly applying to every company without realizing what your qualifications are. And also one thing that freshers do is that they aim too high in the very beginning. That is, they apply to only big companies, big name companies, Fortune 500 companies, and they overlook mid-size and smaller companies. So they are already narrowing their playing field and they're kind of self-rejecting at that point. So I would say, when you're starting out, apply to all kinds of company irrespective of how well they are doing, and then you can increase your chances of getting hired.
Yeah, so true. I also think that, if you keep on ignoring the recruiter's feedback and or even, not even seeking the constructive feedback, I think that is the biggest mistake a candidate do, while applying, applying for job and getting rejected job after job. So when a candidate receives a rejection mail, they should reply on that mail saying that, thank you for the opportunity, for giving the job opportunity, and then the candidate should ask that where he or she lagged behind from the selected candidates. Also let them know if any future position, opens up, then he or the candidate is interested in applying for that job as well. So in the rejection mail also, the candidate should take as an opportunity to inform the recruiter that he or she will improve the skill set and apply for future roles.
Okay, so moving on, do you think it's important for freshers to convert their job rejections into an opportunity of personal growth and professional development?
Yeah, because what else they can do? Job rejections are a part of part of the process, and the smartest move a candidate could do from job rejection is to learn from them, is to grow from them. They should take it as a feedback, and then they can improve those, and then they can apply for the next job.
So I'm going to be very honest. People who face repeated job rejections, right? Instead of expanding the comfort zone and improving themselves personally and professionally, if they're just sitting and wallowing and crying constantly, these are the same people who like the last season of Game of Thrones, and these are the same people who think veg biryani is a real thing.
Shani, you and I have faced lot of rejections while applying for jobs. So did you ever feel like you should stop pushing yourself and look for other career options? And what do you think is the right time for job seekers to stop pushing themselves and to look for other career options as well?
Yes, I have had my moments of doubt. I think I have changed my career because of this exact reason. Like you said, I would have couple of things that made me pause and reconsider my career path. So the first thing that made me pause and reconsider is I was putting so much effort, and I think a lot of people will relate to this, is that they are doing everything possible to get a job. They are sending out resumes, networking with people, they are taking skills development classes, but their effort feels worthless. So that is the time people should pause, reconsider, and think maybe I should look into something else. I mean, that is what I did.
Yeah.
And there is another thing that made me change my career line, is that a lack of passion. So when I was applying to a certain roles, after like a few months, I would say, I started to feel less excited and less motivated, and I'm sure a lot of people go through it.
Yeah.
They start out very excited, they are ready to work, ready to put in the hard work, but as time goes on and they face constant rejection, they get less and less excited about that role, and it starts to demotivate them, and they feel exhausted thinking about that, working in that line.
Yeah.
So that is a big sign, I would say. You should completely take a break, think maybe there are other ways, other places I can apply to.
Yeah.
What happens is, when rejection comes into our life, it also helps us discover new paths and new interests and new things, new fields. So pay attention to where your curiosity naturally leads you. Don't be so blindsided, or don't have a tunnel vision कि यही apply करना है. Then if your curiosity lies somewhere else, if you have discovered something new, take a look at it, start applying there as well. Another point that comes to mind is, if your job hunting process is taking a toll on your mental health, it is making you feel less confident, it is making it difficult to even get up from the bed. You dread waking up in the morning because you have to reapply to jobs and never hear back from them. So that is the time you should maybe reconsider the entire process, take a break, maybe like a week, and then look into other career.
Right.
Moving on, we have now discussed quite a few important things about job rejection.
Yeah.
Can you share a few instances where someone facing multiple rejections and denial, like who have struggled a lot with career, they have finally made it, or they have found success?
Actually, yes. I could remember, like, I would say two people. One is my friend back home, and another one is my co-worker from my the last company. So my friend, her name is Neha. She always wanted to be a professor, and then she repeatedly applied for jobs for like quite some time, like say about a year or so, and she got rejected, job after job. And then initially, like, obviously she was very frustrated, and then she thought that why not reconsider her option. And then like thought that she loves like working or monitoring with like working with other people, and that's where she found out that about the HR role. And initially she took diploma course in human resource management, and then she also did freelancing, making resumes for candidates. So initially she got through an entry level job in an like HR role itself. But now if you like check her, she works as a like senior HR in a top like Fortune 500 company, and she is earning more she has imagined. So it really feels good, some people have really diverted to a better role. Another instance is my neighbor Arjun. So he really wanted to work in a top design firm, and he does good design as well. So he repeatedly kept on applying for top companies, but he got rejections, like failure after failure. But what he did is like he sought feedback from the recruiters, where he lagged behind, and he took those feedback as positive thing. And then what he did was he tweaked his resumes, and he whatever skill set he was lagging behind, he took courses. Today he is a senior designer, proving that resilience, growth, and learning from feedback can lead to success.
Wow, yeah, that is really nice. It kind of gives you hope, na?
Exactly. If there is any Gen Z watching this video, just know that rejection is not the end.
I think that we don't really have to worry about Gen Z freshers, because these people have seen and been through crazy, almost apocalyptic like situations before they have turned 30. These people watch the most horrifying true crime documentaries because it's relaxing.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure these people will laugh its way into the next world war by sharing reels. So I know for a fact that a simple job rejection or maybe a couple of job rejection will not bring this generation down. And that's a wrap for today's episode. Thanks for tuning in to the Corporate Majdoor Show with Vantage Lens. If you liked our episode, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.
Also, we would like to hear your thoughts and experiences with job rejections down in the comment section. Until then, keep your chin up and never give up.